Welcome back. You're watching Newscentre. The arrest of a Hindu monk in Bangladesh has ruffled feathers in the New Delhi-Dhaka diplomatic channels. Chinmoy Krishna Das, the spokesperson of a Hindu outfit, was arrested earlier this week over sedition charges. His arrest and subsequent bail denial led to clashes between protesters and security forces in Chittagong. A lawyer was allegedly killed in the clashes. There are reports that some temples were vandalized in Bangladesh too. Spiritual organization iskcon has distanced itself from Chinmoy Krishna Das. General Secretary of iskcon in Bangladesh said he was removed from all positions within the organization long ago due to disciplinary issues. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar held talks with PM Modi on concerns over rising attacks against religious minorities in Bangladesh. The Indian External Affairs Ministry has already expressed its concern over Chinmoy Das's arrest. The Bangladesh government said that while they are committed to upholding communal harmony, it does not interfere in the work of the judiciary. Remember, the terse exchange comes amid Bangladesh government's efforts to repatriate former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is taking refuge in India at an undisclosed location since her ouster. To take this forward, we are joined by Ambassador Veena Sikri, former Indian ambassador to Bangladesh, and Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry, editor of Bangladeshi newspaper Blitz. Ambassador Sikri, how do you see what's happening between India and Bangladesh right now, especially over Chinmoy Das's arrest? India has expressed concern, saying that the safety of Hindu minorities in Bangladesh must be ensured, but Dhaka, in return, has said that don't interfere in our internal affairs. You're on mute, ma'am.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Well, all I can say is, yes, it is the primary responsible of the government of Bangladesh to ensure law and order, to ensure the respect for each person's life and legacy, and that he's able to observe and follow his religion. And on 5th of August, in fact, the very day that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina left the country, the first attacks were on the Hindu and Buddhist and Christian minorities. And at that time, our Prime Minister had taken it up with Professor Mohammed Yunus, and we had been assured by Professor Mohammed Yunus. Our Prime Minister had been assured. A telephone call came from Professor Mohammed Yunus, and we were assured that, yes, everything will be done to maintain law and order, to maintain the life and property of the Hindu citizens. And it is in the constitution of Bangladesh. Secularism and democracy is there. But since then, the situation hasn't improved at all. And now what you are talking about, even during Durga Puja, even though Durga Puja was held, but there were occasions when the mandaps were attacked. There were occasions when the Jeshwari Kali temple in Jeshore, the murti, the idol, was stolen. So it's not, and those attacks have continued. And now we have seen that when there was a peaceful meeting being held by Chinmoy Prabhu in Rangapur, 300 kilometers north of Dhaka, the meeting was prevented. It was not allowed to be held. And instead of taking action on those people who were attacking the meeting, the government has taken action by arresting Chinmoy Prabhu and charging him with sedition and putting him in jail without bail. And yesterday, as we know, the government of Bangladesh, the Attorney General, even made a plea in court to ban iskcon. But this has been turned down now by the High Court of Bangladesh. So iskcon is not going to be banned. And as you said, yes, Mr. Chinmoy Prabhu, he was at one time with iskcon. Now he's with another organization, Thamalitu Sanatani Jagran Jyot. So it is a question of the minorities and what their rights are under the constitution. As you can see from your visuals, it is the young people, the younger generation among the minorities who are taking this in their hands and saying that we are citizens of this country. We want to stay here. We want our rights. And they've made an 8-point demand to the government for a law on protection of minorities, for a ministry for protection of minorities, for action against all those who have committed the attacks against the minorities, against their temples. There were attacks on Buddhist temples and priests in Khagrachari a few weeks ago. So this is a very disturbing aspect of what is happening in Bangladesh. The law and order does not seem to be under control at all. And there's great unrest and concern in India about what is happening to the minorities in Bangladesh.
All right. Let me also get in a view from Bangladesh right now, from Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry. Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry, we have been seeing a deterioration of ties between India and Bangladesh. How do you think Bangladesh authorities have noted India's concerns over the arrest of Chinmoy Das and generally the treatment of Hindu minorities in Bangladesh?
Thank you. Actually, before I comment on that, I would like to draw your attention that the case in which Chinmoy Prabhu has been arrested, sedition, They claim that they disrespected the flag of Bangladesh and praised the Sanatan flag over Bangladesh flag. But I have just tweeted few minutes ago that the flag that they claim to be Bangladeshi flag, actually it's not Bangladeshi flag. There are four crescent and star at the four corners of Bangladesh flag. This is not Bangladeshi flag. It is something else. So clearly it is not a case of disrespecting Bangladeshi flag. It's a fake case. And case was not filed by the government. It was filed by a leader of BNP in Chittagong. His name is Firoz Khan, who was subsequently expelled from BNP for filing this sedition case. And following the arrest of the Chinmoy Prabhu, there are, as you know, that attacks on Hindu homes and temples in this country. And there are open processions in various parts of Bangladesh by the Islamists, chanting slogans to slaughter iskcon members and Hindus. At the same time, in Bangladesh, if you have also noticed that in various educational institutions and pathways, they are placing Indian flags so that people can step on Indian flags. So this is the massive display of anti-India sentiment growing in Bangladesh under direct patronization of this revolutionary regime led by Trump hater Mohammed Yunus.
Right. Coming back to you, Ms. Veena Sikri, how do you see India-Bangladesh ties right now? Now, this is not just linked to the treatment of Hindu minorities. We have seen how the Adani Power Pact agreement with Bangladesh was under review because there was a large amount of money pending to Adani's as payment. Now, because of the case that has been filed against them in the United States, the Bangladesh government has ordered an investigation there as well. On the whole, how do you see the relationship deteriorating and what could make things better in the days to come?
Well, right from the first day, the 8th of August, when Professor Mohammed Yunus was sworn in as the chief advisor to the interim government, right from that day, the government of India said, yes, we are prepared to deal with the interim government. We are prepared to talk to them. And we do know that there is a vast complex of coordination, cooperation, connectivity projects between India and Bangladesh, including in the power sector, including in the infrastructure sector, including in many socio-economic sectors. And we are prepared to follow up on them. So now it is up to the government of Bangladesh. They have not yet given any indication as to how they would like the relationship to be pursued. Perhaps there will be bilateral consultations in a few weeks. Perhaps that will give some indication. But at the moment, we do not know because we have, our colleague from Bangladesh has spoken about an anti-India sentiment. Now, this is being deliberately created. This is being deliberately created so that, to link that anything that was done by the former government, this is because of India. And I think this is entirely incorrect because India and Bangladesh are two sovereign countries. We have always had good relations with Bangladesh. We've always wanted to help the people of Bangladesh in their economic aspects, social aspects, whichever it is there of mutually beneficial interest to both sides. And I think that approach of the government of India continues. So it is up to the people of Bangladesh, just as they have to correct this feeling that it is not India who is doing all these things. It is in Bangladesh that the Hindu minorities are being attacked. It is in Bangladesh that the Buddhist minorities are being attacked. You know that even President Trump has given a strong statement where he spoke about the chaos in Bangladesh and he spoke about the barbaric attacks on Hindus and Christians in Bangladesh. So obviously in the power sector, you've spoken about the Adani project. And yes, there is the outstanding bill. And whether the court case that Bangladesh says or the governmental inquiry that they want to have, if it will bring an end to the supply of power by the Adani group, then that will be a great problem because Bangladesh needs that power. And the Adani group has said that they would like the areas to be paid before they continue the supply of power. So again, this is a question that while the government of Bangladesh is it's within its right to look into anything that it wants to look into. But, for an ongoing project, you can't stop it in the middle without accepting that this could damage your own interest, which is to receive electricity from India. We have very vast form of supply for electricity, and one hopes very much that in the interests, mutually beneficial interests of both people of India and Bangladesh, these will be continued. But certainly these attacks on the minorities does not help at all because It is harming the law and order situation in Bangladesh. It is creating, as our colleague from Bangladesh has said, it is creating this deliberately created anti-India sentiment, which is trying to be worsened and made more severe at every moment. It does not help anybody at all, and everybody knows it's being deliberately
All right.
created. And finally, that the government of Bangladesh benefits of its own people. Yeah.
Right. I've completely run out of time, but thank you very much, Ambassador Sikri and Salahuddin Chaudhary, for joining us on the program. That's all.